Hello, welcome on Focus. I have Rick Gramza here with me. Rick, thanks for coming as always.
Thank you.
So I saw on Facebook, I think last week, you guys had posted warrants, and you made a joke that you were gonna put all the warrants that you guys have people who have warrants out for their arrest on a billboard in Marshfield somewhere.
Maybe it wasn't a joke.
I think it'd be kind of funny if it wasn't a joke, but for argument's sake, if it was a joke. Tell us maybe. I mean, I have seen other departments. I mean, I went to Wisconsin Dells a couple weeks ago, and I did see on a billboard. It was one that changes, but they did have it was a dude. I think it was a sex offender, and they call Lake Delton Police if you have seen this guy. So I know other departments have done this stuff. I mean, around here, kind of tell us what your goal maybe is with something like that.
Do you think we should do it?
I don't know. I mean, I can see how it would be helpful, but I think only on one that had changed. You know what I mean? I think on one that
a digital one where you could
change it, maybe put a couple on there.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of warrants. We really do. We have last count we had over 300 warrants, and that's just for people who have committed crimes in the city of Marshfield. I think the total I had, because there was some good banter going back and forth on the Facebook page, I think the amount of money owed that I came up with was right around $160,000 or more. And there was a lot of warrants that people have that are considered body only, meaning that they're to be arrested and shipped to jail, that we can't just collect money and let them free. So knowing that, I mean, that could impact the community and the tax base quite a bit if we had $150,000 to $200,000 of extra money that was people making right on the money that they owed for committing crimes. We've never had this many warrants before. I mean, the number of warrants we've had is, and that's just because people aren't being held accountable maybe, or holding themselves accountable. So we try to be creative in how we make people hold themselves accountable, or how we're able to hold them accountable. And if that takes putting them up on a billboard, I think it would be worth it. I know that they say, well, who's going to pay for that? Well, I don't know. Maybe it'll be donated to us. I think a digital billboard, if we had one in the area and we could just continually rotate out every 10 seconds a new picture, would be effective potentially. We've actually thought of doing maybe a billboard on the PD and just having it revolve with the pictures. Just getting a outdoor TV that was secured to the building. I wouldn't want it to be a traffic hazard of people watching it or looking at it and such. So positioning, I think, and just that is important. But we're always looking for ideas to hold those people accountable. And these aren't individuals who are maybe, some might be not convicted yet, but they're failing to appear in court. They're not showing up for court like they were told to. It's other people that have also been convicted that just aren't paying their fines, maybe aren't paying the restitution that they owe somebody because they victimized somebody. So we're always open to new and more, I guess, creative ideas. So if anyone has ideas on how we can clear up our warrants, we'd be happy to hear them.
Right, and I think the Facebook thing was just in itself, that post, I think it had 300 likes, and I know there were a ton of comments, and I made it through about a third of the warrants, and I was like, wow, this is a really long list. So I'm sure other people had the same thought that can you really? No, I did not actually. No. Which I don't know, but like I said, I only made it to a third, so I could have,
Maybe we'll have to interview you about the warrants next time.
Yeah, okay. But so I think the Facebook thing. Maybe I don't know. I think that in itself got a lot of attention. I know there were a lot of comments and a lot of, like you said, a lot of banter and.
Right. Yeah, and we've put warrants out on our Facebook page before. We've tried to, kind of decide what our bigger warrants are and that are more recent and where the people still might be in the area. And we'll sometimes get tips on where they're located and such. I think there's still the concern of, okay, well, people don't like to snitch. Well, they could be doing their friend a favor and holding them accountable just so that they don't have this, we're not trying to humiliate anyone publicly, but yet we also want them to make right on what they did wrong. If I was a victim of one of them and they owed me money or they had committed a crime against me, I would want them to be held accountable. And if they're choosing to not, I guess we have to be creative.
Like they say, you do the crime, you do the time, right?
Right.
Isn't that what they say?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that
That's
too.
what I've heard.
All right, stay tuned for more on Focus.